Think about that picture. The parents are warriors and the children are the arrows. Do you realize as a parent, we often think, I think when we think of parenting, we think of cuddling them and being really sweet to them and protecting them and all these kind of sweet moments. You know the sweet moments? You know what I'm talking about? You remember when you brought them home and they're wrapped up in this wonderful blanket and they have that baby smell about them? Any of you remember that? And they have that cute little cap they put on their head, which we still have both of them tucked away somewhere and all that stuff. And you have these moments as a parent when you just think of this warm, safe, nice little environment that feels so good. And then Solomon comes and says, as parents, we are warriors. As parents, we're on a battlefield. We're in an environment that's not safe because there is an enemy in that environment shooting at us all the time. There's a war going on around us while we're trying to raise these sweet little babies. You get them home and you cuddle them and you just feel like when they're little and you have this control over them, you feel like everything's safe. Then they start to walk. Uh-oh. Then they have the ability to pick things up and put them in their mouth. Fast forward, then they get a driver's license. How many of you are in that right now? A bunch of us like, oh boy, driver's license. Then they go off somewhere and move out of the house. Maybe they go to college. Then you don't know where they are 24/7. It's like you get this nice warm little bundle that you just love and cuddle so long. And if you're in that stage, love it, love it, love it, love it. It won't last forever. Just enjoy every minute of it you can. Soak it all up. But increasingly, the journey of parenting is letting them go out into a world that is at war. People say, well, we're in a political war. Yeah, there's certainly political wars going on. Cultural wars are going on. Underneath all that and behind all of it, the real war is a spiritual war, and there is an enemy who wants to come against your child and destroy your child. I know that's not comforting news, but there's an enemy out there. There is Satan, the devil, who wants to wreck your life and your children. He specifically targets the young. Solomon's day in which he wrote this psalm was a day that was filled with violence and warfare in the world. If you read the Bible, it's so interesting. There is a genealogy of Jesus Christ that runs all throughout the Bible. It starts with Adam. One of them starts with Adam and then Abraham. Matthew's comes from Abraham. Mark's gospel comes from Adam. But it's a genealogy of Jesus. And all down throughout the line of Jesus, you will see, if you read the Bible, stories of children that the enemy attacked over and over again because he wanted to try and destroy that messianic line so he could thwart the coming of the Messiah. We're in a warfare today when the enemy has targeted our children and targeted the younger generation and is using people in our world today. The people are not our enemy, the devil is. The spiritual darkness is our enemy. But the enemy uses people to try to steal and wreck and twist the minds of the young generation so that he can manipulate them and own them for the rest of their lives and just bring destruction to them. So as parents, we are on a battlefield and we are in warfare for the hearts and the minds and the lives of our children. So I want you to see yourself not just as the nurturing parent, that's a wonderful part of it, but I want you to understand you are a warrior on behalf of your children. The Bible says this about the kids too. It says that they are arrows that we launch into a world. I can't think of a better way to impact the world than to raise great children. People always want to change the world. They're friends with you on Facebook and on Instagram, and they're going to change the world by their posts. Maybe not. Now what they're going to do is start a fight by trying to change the world, right? Some people think they're going to change the world by protests and carrying signs, and at some points I'm sure that is appropriate. But the greatest way you can enter into the battlefield that's going on in the world today and the spiritual battle that's there between good and evil, the greatest way we can enter into that battle and win that battle is to raise godly children who love Jesus Christ and are committed to do His work in their lives, who are committed. When we're gone, that's what we're leaving behind.